All right, welcome back from the break. We had a little, I guess you could say, learning curve here with the Easy Razor. And Jimmy's having some trouble figuring out how to use it exactly. And so I brought on the panel someone who's going to be able to decipher what's going on all the way from Germany, Chris Clark of Synthol fame. Welcome back to the studio.
Thanks, Dave, for being here. And first, I want to thank you for counting me out of the really important people of the show. That was great. So.
Now, Chris, you're an inventor yourself, inventing probably one of the most well-known supplements on the entire bodybuilding world, scope, so to speak, Synthol, your product being called Synthosize, your new product, which is out, Synthosize, I don't know if you're calling it Synthosize 2.
It's going to be the same name, just
same name.
Well,
the new Synthosize that I've been at least selling on my website, which a lot of people, I can't say who these people are, but a lot of people are saying it's phenomenal. And you know what, it actually, I think it's more like the original one was.
Yes, exactly.
More so than the new Synthol goes.
That's what we were shooting for with the new patch.
Magnus, you want to put some?
Magnus, hold it.
Can you put Magnus?
Oh, wait. Let's do this properly.
Can you? If you shot this, if you
Synthosize.
Magnus, just hold it. Just hold it. Don't talk. Look at him shaking. Are you on meds?
No, he forgot his looks like.
That's what it is.
It looks like.
How many inches do you think Magnus can get on his arms if he used that stuff?
On those arms, 20 inches.
No way. How many inches can Jimmy get on his penis with those things?
More than he can take.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really.
Well, I already answered that question.
Isn't it true? But tell the story. Isn't it true that some guy actually tried to inject his penis with that stuff?
He didn't try. He did do it actually.
Oh, he did.
He was using it on his arms for a few months.
Right.
Was in London, and then he thought, well, if it works on my arms, maybe. And he tried and went straight to the hospital. Of course, was not very smart.
And what happened to him?
Well, I didn't follow up on it, but I just think he's not going to get it up anymore.
Oh boy!
Whoa.
I think his name was Diego B. Is he in the studio somewhere?
I tried, but it did not work. I tried too much, but it did not work for me.
Diego.
I put the stuff down. I'm interviewing someone here, Magnus. You're being disruptive. Drink a slam shot. You like those slam shots. He always comes in here and opens one up and has one when no one's looking. Now, Chris, what are you doing in the United States? You've been here for a couple weeks now?
Yes. Actually, I came over. I met some friends from Russia. I've been in Moscow for a while and met some people there which are in the gym business, and they want to expand into the U.S.
So you're helping them?
I'm helping them.
Well, you have that kind of crossover potential because, you kind of know a lot of people here. You speak very well, and I guess they're using you as a liaison.
Right.
What's the name of the gyms?
It's Fitness Empire.
Fitness Empire, okay, and they're Russians.
They're Russians,
Now,
straight from Moscow. And as I found out, all the Russians over here know each other, and they know all the Russians in Russia, obviously, and they all stick together somehow.
Yeah, well, tonight we usually have a theme night for the show, and I was trying to think of what the theme night would be, and it seems to be German night because you're from Germany. Lisa, who's going to be coming on the set a little later from Village Streetwear, is German.
Great.
And the Easy Razor was made in the United States, but it was made by a German guy. He invented it. So
I'm a third German. So
you're a German too.
A third German.
Who are you related to?
My mother's side is Germany. My father.
What's their last name?
To start with, that's the German side.
Were they the Germans that were throwing the Jews in the oven, or were they in the oven?
Oh no, they were on the French border, Saarbrücken, which is a city on right by.
They were founding Brook Brothers.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know why I'm talking so low like this, but I'm very yes.
I can't hear a word he's fucking saying. He's not into a microphone. So
You got to talk into the microphone. You know that.
Sorry.
And try to speak like the normal Magnus and not this debonair.
I'm a third German and English and Irish.
Which third?
He's a third generation German, I think he meant. Yeah, to say.
They're from Germany. Their last name is Diaz.
Now, Chris, let me see this. Jimmy, give me that bottle over there for a second. How long has this been on the market now? About 15 years?
About 15 years, yeah.
And, there was a lot of controversy when people first started using this because I know Jimmy the Bull didn't like this stuff. He would always be accused of using it. And I know you never used this stuff, right?
No, I never. I wouldn't even know how to use it.
Right. Because a lot of people were suspicious of your arms years ago.
Yes, they thought I was injecting oil in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that wasn't true.
That was never true.
No.
You had a legitimate 21-inch arm, I think, right?
They were 22.
Oh, they were 22?
Yeah.
And what are they nowadays?
I don't know. Yeah, it's probably 19.
Right. Now, Chris, if Jimmy would have put this in his arms again, now, having had a previously 22-inch arm, what do you think his arms would go up to now if he trained?
Easily back to 22 within 3 months. Easy.
Maybe you should consider this, Jerry.
While I was training, you mean?
Sure.
Maybe you should consider this just for cosmetic purposes, cosmetic enhancement. You don't compete.
How does it work? I don't even know. How do we inject it right into the bicep?
It's like you take a regular, steroid shot.
Right. But you injected it with a 1.5. What kind of syringe do you use? 1.5 inch?
25 gauge, 1.5.
Oh, you do use 1.5.
You can use a small. Yeah, but you can use a smaller.
Depends on how big your arms are. If you have a 24-inch arm, of course, you need longer needle.
Right, yeah.
Probably the most famous person who used this didn't Manfred Humboldt use this?
He didn't use my stuff. He used something similar that they brought out in Germany. It's kind of wacky because it was a
Manfred Humboldt
biologically active substance, and so you've probably seen that Manfred Herbal was always like reddish.
Yes,
in color, and that
was that an immune reaction.
Right.
Now, when Chris invented this, he tried many different oils before coming up with this formula that's top secret. Definitely. And you had some problems, didn't you?
I had some problems because I used amounts that you shouldn't use, actually.
Right. And what happened to you? What was the worst thing that happened to you when you were experimenting with stuff?
After I
experimented on yourself?
Yes, he did.
Of course, I've been a writer for steroids on that topic for like 20 years, and everything I write I have to experience. So I took every drug that you see in a steroid book. I took. I made for some time. You know about the clenbuterol?
Clenbuterol, yes.
Clenbuterol, yep.
You were one of the first people to test it out?
Well, that's a long story. Make short. They say that cattle gets it in large amounts and builds muscle. So I calculated the dose down to a human being.
Right.
And ended up using 100 taps a day for 3 months.
Per day?
Yes. And I was huffing and puffing. I'm still alive, you see. I'm still alive, you see.
Did you put muscle on from it?
I can't really tell.
Wait, Dave, Chris, how many milligrams are we talking about? Like, if you took that many pills?
It was micrograms, first of all.
Micrograms, whatever. But if he's taking 100...
Right.
200 micrograms, so...
200 micrograms times 10?
No, they were 20 microgram pills times 100.
Times 100?
So that's 2,000 micrograms.
Yes. So basically 2 milligrams.
2 grams a day. That's 2 grams.
2 grams?
Right?
I didn't actually... I expected to put on real beef, but as you see, nothing left.
Milligrams?
Yeah.
Milligrams. Right, milligrams. Sorry, it's 2 grams. 2 milligrams.
If he survived that,
we need Joel here to do the calculations.
Because they'd be much more accurate, Dave.
Yes.
I went to the Synthol, and I tried that, of course, on myself before I involved anybody else. Because I can't go the way other people do. They find new stuff, they test it on their people, and if they don't die, they use themselves.
Right.
And that's not the way.
So what was the worst thing what was the worst oil that you tried that had the worst reaction?
That was actually in Morocco. I was staying in Morocco for a year, and I couldn't get the real stuff, and I used sesame oil straight from the pharmacy.
Which you would think would work because that's what they use for testosterone. Right. What happened?
But in big amounts, it's a biologically active oil, and the more you inject, the more bacteria you inject, and you get a adverse reaction. So I was really, really sick.
Is that why that some guys that take too many anabolics, like thousands and thousands of milligrams a week, will get that immune reaction too? Because it's probably from the sesame oil. It's not even from the drug.
No. It's more from the oil than from the drug itself.
So how did you finally come up with the oil that you used for this stuff?
Well, I went through all the books, and finally I got to an oil that's biologically inactive. It doesn't raise your immune system.
Right.
And then I started using it myself, and actually, I went to a dose of 15 cc in the triceps.
15 cc's in the triceps?
Yeah, and 15 in the biceps, and that's really given me trouble. I came down with a very slight case of embolism, probably because...
embolism being a traveling clot in your bloodstream.
Yes.
Not good.
No, not good. Yeah. I was kind of spitting a little blood in the morning. But
were you really?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Now, most normal people don't do 15 cc's at one time.
Most normal people don't spit blood in the morning.
That's true. And so you realize at that point you should back it down from there.
At least that, yes.
What was the cue that you should back it down? The blood spitting, or
blood coughing? Actually,
the
really
blood clots, or the sweating, convulsions. Which
as a matter of fact, that was worse than when I was diagnosed with cancer later on.
That's right. You lost a kidney.
I lost
cancer,
a kidney,
and you're still alive. So we're very happy for that. And that
I didn't
had nothing to do with the Synthol.
No.
All right. That was genetic.
That was genetic.
If anything, the Synthol probably killed some of the cancer off.
I don't know. I don't think that's ever been tested out, Jimmy. You can start doing some cancer treatments if you want.
Be an invention.
That's right. A new invention, Jimmy.
It could be, yeah.
Well,
Reverse
in fact,
cancer cells.
doing the research for the substance, finally, when I found the base substance of that stuff, I did some research and had some lawyers check on the patent rights and everything, and found out that the base substance is the same as in very expensive cosmetics, and it even makes hair grow.
Really? So Jimmy can grow some hair if he starts taking
I
this?
gotta get that.
So Jimmy, you can get big arms, and you get big arms, and your hair will grow better.
Would I inject it right to the skull? How does that work?
Well, I really can't tell. The only hair that grew on me is on my back. So,
Well, you still have a little bit of hair too. You're like me.
I had
you're
hair
hanging
down to here 5-6 years ago.
I got the razor.
That's true, you did.
Yeah.
Now, how come you
Give it
shaved
to
your
him.
hair?
Oh, that was a nightmare, actually. My girlfriend was bitching at me all the time for my hair. You look terrible. And we've been at a couple where the girl was a hairdresser. Saying,
Oh, so
I can cut your hair. And I gave in, and since then, look at me.
Now you look like just a regular German guy.
Oh, God, give me a break.
Chris is originally from the United. You were born in the United States, weren't you?
In Colorado.
Yeah, in Colorado. And then how old were you when you moved to Germany?
Don't tell me. I have no idea.
You don't even know. They just took you and kidnapped you in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and then I stayed over there.
Gotcha. Okay, and you
I grew up
raised
in
there.
Germany. And
Your
no,
parents
I'm
from
going back
Germany, Chris?
My mom's from Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks German though. You look like you have that German look to you. I don't know why, but
I thought you looked like
you make BMWs for a
SS.
living.
You sure you weren't in the
This looks-
SS? He was probably testing drugs on people in the SS.
He might be.